Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday night. We made it. We made it through another Monday. I'm always so relieved. I'm always so grateful to have made it what can sometimes feel like, oh, hi, honey. What can sometimes feel like a really long day. Oh. Especially for us, we had the best opportunity Saturday. We went up to Charlottesville, about an hour away, and got to see the Dave Matthews Band, and it was awesome. But we're getting old, and it was really late, and it's going to take me a couple more days to recover. Hey, Deb, thanks for hopping on. It's going to take me at least a couple more days to recover. I even took like a short nap. And I think that just messed up my sleeping last night. So who knows? Who knows? Hey, Amy. So anyway, this is going to be my last Mary's Monday Musing for 2018 because next Monday is Christmas Eve and we're going to be in Florida with our family. And then the following Monday is New Year's Eve, and I figure everybody will have way better things to watch and do than listen to me ramble on. So, plus, I'm going to use the time between now and I guess it will be the first Monday in January to kind of get some structure going, and, things are a little free form, and I kind of like that because if an idea comes to me or a thought comes to me, I can just talk about it that night. But I'm going to get a little more structure. I'm going to kind of at least have a monthly theme, I think, for the lives. And I'm going to invite more of my friends to come along on the journey. Some of my favorite lives are the ones where I had a guest on. So, I'm going to kind of expand that out and try to do that at least once a month, maybe more. Hey, Lily. So that's always fun because you get to hear things from another perspective, but it's people that I know. And it's always fun because so often we're all so busy. We don't really, other than a quick check in, we don't really get to even talk to each other. So I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Lori. Thanks for hopping on. Hey, Elizabeth. So let me just introduce myself for anyone who might be tuning in for the first time. I'm Mary Moss. I live in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm an author, poet, speaker, sometimes blogger, wife, and mom. My dream job is to write and speak and love on people full time. My day job for the next few years is as a program administrator for a transportation project for the Department of Transportation here in Richmond. And I really love it. I've learned a lot. I'm not really a tow truck kind of girl, but I have become one in the last year and a half. And it's really just opened me up professionally and personally to a whole area of occupation and adventure that I never would have learned anything about. So it's been really fun. Really fun. Hey, Katie and Jill. So anyway, like I was saying, this will be the last Mary's Monday Musing for the year so that I can kind of not even take a break because I always get so energized from doing this, from sharing with you all and having you all join in with me. So what I would like to ask your help in, a couple of different things. One thing is if there are particular topics that you would like us to all chat about next year. I'm not an authority on anything, but I have lots of friends who are. So if there's a topic that you'd like addressed, and even if you have suggestions for people that I should really have on as a guest that would just fill everybody up, I would be more than happy to entertain that. So I would really love over the next couple weeks if someone comes to mind that you think would be awesome to have on a live with me, just message me their name, and I'll reach out to them and we'll figure that out. If you would like to be on with me, I see some people on here who've already been brave enough to do that once or twice. I'd love to have you on. Talk about anything you want. You can pick the topic. And just, all of us will just kind of strengthen and expand our community next year, which is something that I'd really like to do. I really want this to be this time spent in meaningful ways to people, because I value your time, and that's why I really appreciate you tuning in on Monday nights to kind of wind down the weekend. So we survived Monday together, and to kind of get the rest of our week off to a great start. So let me know if there are topics you would like to discuss. I'm not really big into product-y type things, except that a lot of my friends provide services to other people, and I'm more than happy to highlight those. And I'm going to try to figure out how to work that into the monthly themes. Like February is all about love because it's Valentine's Day. So people who, like Barbara does jewelry, Lily does cards, my daughter does the mom encouragement cards, and that's just right off the top of my head. Some other friends do t-shirts and pins, and so there are all kinds of options for that. And maybe we'll just have a little group live one night. I don't know. I'm open to anything. So anyway, and I really want this to be relevant for you. So the more ideas you give me, the more suggestions you give me, the better we'll be next year. So that was the big thing that I wanted to just let you all know what was going on. I'm not going to, obsess and have a real strict, rigid calendar. I still like to, as if something occurs to me, I still like to be able to share that and have the freedom and flexibility to do that. But I do want to kind of try to have a theme, because sometimes I'm on my way home from work and I still haven't really figured out what I want to talk about, and that can be kind of stressful. So I want to try to alleviate some unnecessary stress from my life next year as well. And like I said, if I know ahead of time, I can research or whatever a little bit better. So what do you all think? Do you think I might be on the right track? Anybody have any thoughts on that? Are your wheels turning on people you'd like me to have on? Wing it fun. Yeah. Well, winging it is fun sometimes, but like I said, I think I could, I think it would be relevant for people to have either people or topics that are important to them, whatever they're going through, are meaningful to them. Yeah, it will, Jean. I'm really kind of excited to see what happens. Great, Lori, I'd love to get some topics. That'll be wonderful. That just, it makes it so much more interesting and so much more relevant than listening to me just ramble on every Monday night. And I'm more than happy to ramble and I can go on for a long time. But I just think it'll be a lot richer experience for everybody. Well, thanks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And there's so much I would like to do. And, if it really starts to grow, and I'll talk about that in a minute, I might have to start doing Wednesday Wisdom too. I don't know. So we could have, 2 different lives a week. Or maybe once or twice a month we could do a Wednesday Wisdom in addition. But I'm going to have a lot on my plate next year, so I don't want to commit to that yet till I see what that looks like. Because while, I'm not huge on spending a whole lot of time on self-development, there are some things that I think I need to do to be as good as I want to be. I used to be a lay speaker in the United Methodist Church, and it's called I think it's called a lay leader now, lay servant minister or something now. But I'm going to go back and take a couple classes with that through the Methodist Church. That's how I discovered my love of Christian storytelling, because that was one of the options to maintain my certification. And for a couple years there, I was actually filling the pulpit if a pastor was called out of town unexpectedly or was on vacation. I visited several churches and delivered the message on behalf of the pastor, and I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. But I'm not quite ready to do that again yet, so I'm going to just kind of beef up my skills a little bit and remember how that all worked for me and how much I enjoyed it, because I want to get back to doing a lot of the things that I used to enjoy so much and have just fallen by the wayside. And I've shared before that I for 4 or 5 years I really didn't do a lot of things that I love doing. And now that I'm out of it, I'm trying not to go crazy and try to do everything all at once, because that's not going to be fun at all. I'll just wear myself out. But I want to do things that will be meaningful, that will help my ministry grow and be richer and more beneficial to others too. So I'm going to do that. I have a couple of other professional groups, women's professional groups, that I'm interested in maybe starting to be a part of, mainly for networking, but also just for the sense of community. And I've already started attending a women's Bible study again at my church, and that's such a great group of ladies. I just love them, and we have some of the best discussions, so I want to continue doing that. So I don't want to stretch myself too thin, but I want to challenge myself. I want to not be too easy on myself. Since I've finished the book, I've kind of given myself permission to kind of get my footing back and to figure out a couple of things. And I think I've started to do that, and I need to really challenge myself. It's time for next level, Mary. Time for next level. So that's going to be my intention, and that's part of my thinking behind switching things up a little bit with Mary's Monday Musings and bringing more people into the experience to expand on that, and like I said, to make it more relevant for everybody. So we've talked a couple times. A couple of you already have your words for 2019. Have you all thought about that? Have you been thinking about it? Have you already picked it out? I thought of one a couple weeks ago, and I shared it with a couple people and said, this is my tentative word. I don't know yet. But I've decided, drum roll please, that I think my word for 2019 is going to be escalate. And I really kind of played around with that a lot. The Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines that as to increase in extent, volume, number, amount, intensity, or scope. Isn't that an exciting word? And I'm going to tell you what, if it ends up being as spot on in 2019 as my word renaissance was for 2018, I'm going to have to really put my seatbelt on, because I really did feel the rebirth and the rediscovery of not only myself, but of my faith and so much. And it was just a spot on word that definitely applied. Thanks, Tim. I think it's going to be challenging and exciting at the same time. Like I said, I'm feeling like it's time to, move the adulting up just a little bit and get myself to the next level. So that's going to be my challenge. I also need to figure out what that's going to look like. And there's been a lot of talk about a writers group on Facebook shortly after the first of the year. I'm still not really sure what that's going to look like. And so I need to pray about that a little bit and think about that. And, it could go sideways real fast, and it could end up just nobody ever writing anything, if we're not careful, and just become a place to share all the reasons we didn't write today and all of that. So I need to figure out, what that's going to look like and how that can be the most beneficial for the people who really do want to either start writing or continue writing or figure out what to write, without it being a a lecture series on how to write and how to use good grammar and all of that. So, there's so many options, and that's a blessing in a way because we can be flexible, but I also, we need to keep it focused so that it's a value to people and we're not wasting people's times, because there are so many groups out there, not just online, but, in real life. And I would like that group to become a place that people want to stop by and visit, and a place that offers them value. And I also, have been getting more and more involved in helping out my coach. There are a group of us that help out a little bit with keeping the communities fed and watered, and just kind of helping to keep everything moving along and to love on people. And, people who get in a bind, maybe give them a little extra hand, so that he's freed up to do a lot of that as well, but also some of the big picture visioning and the things like that it would be impossible for him to do if it were just him. So there's a group of us that really, we just really love what we do. And some of us have gone through not only the social media mindset coaching, but also through the Dream Coach program. And we're super excited to be watching and to be kind of reliving some of those experiences for ourselves. And that's kind of what's really gotten me fired up, I think, this fall. Is I remember, I'll see a comment that someone makes when this big, they have this big aha moment. And I remember when I had that aha moment, and it's so thrilling. And, and sometimes it just makes me cry because I know some people's stories, and to see that they are now at a point where they might really be able to make it happen the way I was able to, and some of the others in the program. It's just really, it's such a gift for all of us. And so we're happy that we're having an opportunity to give back a little bit, and to, because they say it's only lonely at the top if you don't bring anybody with you. And I'm not saying I'm at the top of anywhere, but when you have a little bit of success, it's a lot more fun if you've helped other people have some success too. So that's the other thing that I want to improve on next year. Is to help people even more in more meaningful ways. It has been awesome, hasn't it, Tim? And, I'm so glad we got to meet you and a lot of others through this program that, we probably would never have met. And one of my bucket list things for next year is to try to meet in person as many of my adventure friends as I can. And I've, been lucky enough to do that a few times. And it's just a blast to actually get to hug somebody that you've been virtually hugging for so long. So that's another one of my goals for next year. We'll see. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to hop on to thank you all throughout the year for tuning in, for offering feedback, for commenting, for sharing, for giving reactions, because sometimes, you don't know if you're really making a difference. You don't know if, if you're adding value to people's lives. And it really is great to get a little bit of affirmation, to know that what you're doing is something that people want and need. And you all are so great. I just really appreciate you so much, and probably would not have continued doing this year had I not had so much support and encouragement from all of you all. So one thing I wanted to let you know, it's a little, some of you probably already know this, but just in case you just have to watch a Mary's Monday Musing any night of the week that you want to watch when I'm not around. On Facebook, up in the search bar, I'm going to turn the phone around in a minute. You can type in the hashtag Mary's Monday Musings, and it will generate a list of everything that I've had that's been hashtagged with that. Somebody else uses that, or did used to use that sometimes. So there'll be some other things, but I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to show you where on the computer it is. And then also, I think I can turn it around. Yeah. Okay. Can you see it? It's right up here. And you could do this with any hashtag or search term or anything. But if you just type Mary's Monday Musings up there, and see, here's a whole bunch of the videos. And what one of the things I'm going to be doing while I'm off is making sure that I get all of these in a collection. I've tried to put most of them in a collection, but I'll be deliberate about that to make sure. So let me turn it back around. So like I said, you can do that with any hashtag or search term. Barbara is, hashtag Giddy Girl or Giddy Girl Designs. You'll get pages and screens and screens and screens and screens of stuff because she's really good about branding her jewelry business with Giddy Girl. And that's how she's known. So that's an easy way to find her. And a lot of times it's really smart if people who do have products or services, it's good to have a hashtag that brands you so that if people can't think of the name of your website or the exact page of your business page or whatever, if you have that hashtag that defines you, it makes it really easy for people to find you. So that's just a little last of 2018 tidbit. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. I know it's busy. Christmas shopping. I think tomorrow is the last day to get free shipping. So I better check Amazon tonight because I think I have one more thing I need to order for it to get here by Christmas. But I know everybody's busy, and I just really appreciate you hopping on tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas season, and I look forward to getting back on track with everybody the first Monday in January. Bye-bye.